I think we got it, but I'm not sure. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh, James, I see you. Good. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry about the wait. We had some troubles here, looks like. I'm going to make sure. I think I learned my lesson since last time, but I think everyone else is going to be, what am I looking at here? I know you all are muted right now. If you could go ahead and just like do like a quick chat in there, just so I can make sure that you guys can hear me okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to figure this thing out. I can get it on there, but
In case you don't know how to work the chat, pretty sure you can see this. We're going to come over here to where it says screen share, just on the side of that Hangout bar. And the chat is that kind of second from the top box. But that way, I can see if everybody can hear me okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to also go to Facebook and make sure everyone's joined from there. I know there's some troubles today. So far, I know James is on. Thanks for getting on, James. Others, I haven't seen you join yet, but we'll see how we do. So wait just a bit longer and then we'll get going. If anything, James, you got me to yourself, you can just fire away all the questions too. That's fine.
Nice.
That should be fine. Just in case we see anybody. James, if you can hear me okay, just go ahead and do a chat real quick. I just want to make sure people can hear me and see me.
What do I need to do?
I can't do the chat on. Sorry.
I can see you now, James. That's good.
I was on my phone and I couldn't figure out how to chat from my phone because my tablet wasn't working. So, yes, I can hear you. Maybe. Can you hear me?
Let's see what we got here. Let's make sure I start the Hangout. Okay, so I guess other people can hear me. That's fine. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so as far as you, Mickey, just go ahead and you can keep on keeping on. Just go ahead and chat in Facebook. For some reason, it's not working for some of us, so yes. We're going to have to work on our Google Hangout skills and stuff like that. Okay, great. Well, you see my screen then. Okay. So everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you. And so what we're going to do is just kind of cover several questions a lot of you have had about various things. You're all in different spots of the training. And so I just want to make sure you got all the help that you need with this. So we'll probably spend, I don't know, around like 30 to 45 minutes answering as many questions as we can. If there's a ton more, then great. We'll just keep on going from there. No big deal. What we'll do is just kind of start with people who are here already. Hence, Jared and Mickey. Good deal. Okay.
Looks like you left. Left group chat. I don't think there's anybody else on this thing. It's talking like there's multiple people in here. But
He's like, two other people.
Weird. Okay, am I back now?
yeah.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try it one more time. How about?
That's weird.
Let's do
message.
this then. I think that'll be the best one. Sorry about that, guys. Man, I could use a quick refresher on this Hangout thing.
Technology.
All right, so basically, I'm not sure where I cut off, but I was talking about your question, Jared, where you were asking if the Alliance tool, is it worth it for all the added time it takes? So worth it. It doesn't even take that much time as you would think. So why I love it is because it's such a quick way to get as many different, what am I trying to say? A lot of different exposure for your product so soon on so many different formats and different forums and things like that. If someone shares your thing on Twitter, all their followers are going to see it. If they share it on their Facebook, all their friends are going to see it. And if people are engaged by that and they like the look of your product, then that's going to be awesome. It's just a quick way to get a good burst of sales that are actual real sales. So it's pretty cool. If you want to do some kind of like promotion tool, I think there's a way you can even do that with this too. So definitely worth it. As far as time, it's only 12 jobs that you would do yourself anyway in a day.
Right.
Build up those credits. If you can get it to the point where you can kind of start maxing these jobs out, I think it's something like having 100 credits that you can then start using. It's going to be huge for you. It's going to be really, really big. So what you guys want to do while you're waiting for your product to get to you is start doing these jobs every single day. Only takes maybe 20 minutes tops to get 12 jobs done. Just make sure you follow all the training for the Alliance tool, because it gets pretty specific, especially these days. They've changed quite a bit about it. And so good for you because you don't have to worry about the changes anyway. So just follow those instructions. So yes, way worth it.
Can you hear me?
Some messages coming up in here, popping up everywhere. All right, you guys can see. Great. Mackenzie. Mackenzie, yeah. Just to make things clear and not get rid of all the background noise, just go ahead and message me either in Facebook or in the Google Hangout. I can see both of them in the chat. Okay, I think that one's just good too. We're still good with the Hangout. I think we should be. Just to make, okay, I still see Jared, good. And 3 viewers, now we got you guys, okay. Sorry, I just wanna make sure I haven't lost you guys yet. Okay, cool. Next question that we had here. For Mackenzie, press releases. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of good examples. I think the easiest thing though for you guys would be to just do a quick Google search for different press releases. That way you can see all of them and see what they look like. So all you would Google, if you're looking for our stuff, hey buddy.
Hi, buddy.
Good to see you. Is Puriskin press release. And you see like tons of them already pop up immediately. You'll see some stuff on our Facebook. Mostly you're looking for stuff that's like Wolf Area, daily events, PR Buzz, anything that looks like it's kind of like not a social media site, but a PR news release site. James, your question, sorry. Last night it kept saying there wasn't any jobs available, so I was curious if people were really using it. Sometimes, I mean, as big as a community that it is, some people aren't putting enough jobs in, or they haven't built up enough credits, and they kind of let it go awry. Or people will kind of hop on the jobs as soon as they're available. I'd probably try to get this done, maybe see if you can do it at different times of the day and see which one's better. I find in the morning's better for me, and there's plenty of jobs available. So, just an idea. Okay, as far as the press releases though, back to Mackenzie's deal, just do it this way right here. Search for, I would even say look at one of your competitors. So if you're looking for like a, I don't even know, like a baby carrier wrap, you go ahead and you do it that way. Press release for that. You'll start, like you look in here and you'll see all kinds of different press releases and what they look like. Just a quick, easy way to see what press releases are looking like. If you see someone that's like an ASM competitor in your niche, then look up their brand name and search press release for that. And that way at least you'll see what they're doing. Maybe they're doing it right, or you'll find some way where it's like where you can do it better, how they're kind of weak in their writing. And so all the better for you. You kind of exploit that, and it gets pretty cool though. There's a lot of really great ideas on press release topics just in this Amazon section. So when you go to your course, ASM 5.
It shows it all.
Okay.
Like Google Hangout is supposed to show everything.
So the press release is right here.
Like going off of
it's in the PDF
yeah.
down here.
Right.
This training guide.
So I think that's questions you ask.
What it's going to do, it's going to give you a big old list of different topics that you can do with your press release. At least they did at one point. You know, they probably have to know about that because they do want to have that there. I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and get a different press release file, just so you guys can go ahead and see a lot of different press release ideas. It's a huge file with lots of different proven press releases that worked really, really well for people. So I'll get that for you. I'm just going to try to note down to that. You have the same thing. Okay, cool. Good job, Mickey, doing those jobs. Keep doing those. Yeah. Mackenzie had a question. If y'all could mute your mic, you should already be muted, but she keeps saying that I keep cutting out. So it should be already like that, but just in case, mute your mic. Maybe that'll help. Mackenzie, let me know if that'll help, and that could be helpful for the future. Okay, so you did see the list of PR topics. Great. Okay, perfect. So we'll do that. Let's look at the next items then. As far as still on the Alliance tool, Mackenzie, how do we personally manage your jobs in order to get the most traffic to your posts? I like to do it in a way where, again, you can do whatever, honestly, but I like to spread them out. A lot of these jobs, you can max them out. I think it's something like when you get to like 100 on Facebook shares for one topic, one post, then it won't let you do them anymore, kind of a thing. So for example, one of these jobs remaining over here. Oh well, sorry, it's having struggles today. But basically, what I do is I come over here to post jobs, or let's just do this, manage jobs, and I'll go ahead and put the Pinterest repin. I'll turn it to like maybe 3 jobs a day. I'll do it every other day or something like that. So starting today, 3 posts. 2 days from now to do another 3 posts, all that kind of stuff. With something like Facebook shares, I'd go ahead and do maybe 3 posts every other day, but start it tomorrow instead. Twitter, I'd probably do like twice a day. Maybe even once a day, depending, and do it every day, or do it 4 times a day, like every few days or something like that. Basically, I just want to manage it so it looks more natural, that different amounts of shares are happening, so that on Amazon's end, if they do kind of track this thing, I doubt it, but if they do, it looks more natural to them. And it's good natural growth every day too. Not only that, you guys can post these things for any number of things. Like in the training, it talks about sharing lots of things on Facebook. Like you could share your press releases here. You could share things on Twitter about it. You could go ahead and share new launches. You could share promotions. You could share all kinds of stuff, just based on all this kind of things too. You could even share like your YouTube videos if you do stuff like that down the line. So lots of stuff you can do with this, and it's a great way to get good exposure for all your products. So it's pretty cool. Okay, did that help in Mackenzie? Good, good, good. All right, pinned yourself. Good job, Mickey. Pinned yourself quite a few times in the Alliance tool. Like you skipped 3 jobs, but you posted them anyway, is what you mean? You're just not getting credited for it? That's for you, Mickey. Mackenzie had a question. She asked, when I'm doing my emails, it says, hi, so-and-so. The computer will fill in their name automatically, correct? Yes, as long as you use their kind of coding in that tool. So for example, but yeah, Mackenzie, you're exactly right though. As long as you punch it in correctly, then it'll put in their name automatically, whatever their name is on Amazon. This has been struggling for me lately. Here we go. There we go. Troubling times. Well, while it's coming up, I'll get back to that. And you asked, and in the template, they have the contact Amazon here if you have not received your product, and then they post the link. And yeah, that's generic. It'll bring them to like the basic help page. Anyone can access that, and you don't need to change it. Good job, Mackenzie. Mickey, was it mentioned if it's 1 credit for 1 listing, or does Facebook require more credits? 1 credit per job is what it is. And so you do a job, you get 1 credit, or you go ahead and you post a job, it's 1 credit for that, basically. You spend a credit. And they all are 1 credit as far as I understand. And Mackenzie, you're very welcome. if I don't make sense in any of my responses, let me know too. I can go ahead and cover it again. That's completely fine. Okay, so we had some other questions that came up here in the group. Just want to make sure we get it. Mike, this is for you. I don't think you're here, but for later on, what makes a sector saturated? Kind of how I covered before in the other video. Watch that other Hangout. But basically, if there are several products in the top searches, like the top 3 or 4 that have more than 300 reviews, I wouldn't touch that product, at least for my first one. You can always use these same ASM principles for every product, but if they have thousands of reviews, it'll be a lot harder for you, typically. I know that they're going to come out with some new strategies to kind of tackle those bigger competitors, and so they haven't launched those quite yet. We'll see those in the coming weeks, so it should be pretty cool. When you know you've got to keep searching or start over, again, Mike, just go ahead and watch the other video. It'll explain a lot more about looking for a product and things like that. If you guys have more questions too, everyone that's present, just go ahead and fire them away. You guys are doing great, but I'm going to keep on tackling all these in here. But if you write another one, I'll just go ahead and give yours priority because you guys are here. Just letting you know. So no need to wait. Okay. Mike, you asked, how do you run lean? Do you mean like grow lean? What I mean by that, it's just in another program you guys will get access to, I think. But basically, growing lean, just focus on not having too many expenses right now. Like, don't make things too complex that it's going to cost you an arm and a leg just to get started, because you can change all that later and make it more intricate, more complex. Like your umbrella company you were talking about, just make sure you keep things very simple for now. Just focus on the skills you need for it to make this Amazon business take off. Excuse me. Jared, you asked a question. How do you determine what things to outsource? Because there's so many new things to be done in Module 4. So many things. You're exactly right. What I recommend and what I found is that it's a lot harder to have someone work on projects for you if you don't quite understand them yourself. So I recommend that at least starting out, you go ahead and you go through these jobs so you understand what has to be done and kind of get your system in place, how you like it. And while you're doing it, just jot down any kind of notes so you can have like a go-to manual for that person just in case. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's all this kinds of other training in these tool sections, training how to do this kind of stuff, like the Alliance tool. I'm not sure how much you want to outsource, James, but you could outsource writing for the promotion tool, the press release. Even this URL booster, whenever you put out new stuff, just kind of follow the training for that and kind of input it here. That'll give you a boost in your search rankings. The Alliance tool, we mentioned that, doing jobs. What I would probably say is have them do jobs for you, but you create the jobs yourself, because you want to be in charge of things, at least for now, so you know what's going on. And once you know this part a lot better, then you kind of systematize that and give that to other people for you too. I would probably also look at, that's probably about it actually. So anything with writing, promotion, press release is easier. That's pretty easy because there's copying and pasting, and then doing jobs. I'd say that for now. As far as like the YouTube videos, yeah, definitely. Facebook page setup for sure. I would say do that kind of stuff. Yeah, like getting your presence in place. I'd probably starting out just focus on those few tools that they gave you in this week of modules. I mean, just kind of get all that stuff done, get your foundation set first, and then focus on spreading out to Facebook, spreading to Twitter, and getting more of a presence there, I would say. I'll be honest, like we don't even have much of a Facebook presence. Like we have a fan page for our business, but we don't post there very often. We're only going to be starting now to get that going. So you don't need it, but definitely nice to have if you have the time and the means to get that moving in the right direction, for sure. But yeah, as far as like designing though, like the timelines and covers and stuff like that, you could just go to Fiverr.com. I had a guy do it for very, very cheap. I think it cost like maybe $10 to have like overnighted the whole process, but he could have been done in about 4 days if I remember right. But it just cost me about $5, so it's very, very easy. As long as you know what you want, you can give good examples. Fiverr is a great place to go to. They're very, very quick, very good. How do you add a second color option in your product listing? If I understand you correctly, James, you're asking like how to add like a second variation to it. Is that what you mean? Gotcha. Yeah. How do you add a second? Did you already start your listing? Like, is it already live for the first product? Okay. So it could be a bit trickier. It's not a big deal. What you're going to want to do is do a flat file. And the easiest way to do that, let me get over here actually. Okay, easiest way to do that is to come over to this inventory and add products via upload. Here we go. And you do this upload file right here. Honestly though, what I would say to you is just give Amazon a call or have them call you rather and have them walk you through all this whole process. Because it's called a flat file. If you have a product that's already live, you have to kind of add it to an existing parent variation. The parent is a thing that you don't sell, but the child is. So the child is your product. Any color variation that you have will be children variations. And they're all underneath this parent, like this big umbrella covering all of them, right? So it's cool because no matter how many different variations you have, they'll probably all be getting reviews, but they'll all kind of combine into this big review structure under that parent. So you'll have 10 products. If they all have 10 reviews each, then you have 100 reviews just like that for all of them. They'll show up on every single listing that's under there. So long story short, just kind of go down to this contact seller support. Go through this process, just selling on Amazon. I just do other issues because it's quicker. All other issues, and have them call you right here. Again, it's every day. It's 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, so they're closed now. But they would ask for a spot for your phone number and to call you right away, like make it urgent or not. But just have them walk you through how to add a parent variation to your product. And they'll walk you through it the entire time. Walking you through it, it'll probably take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, I would say. Okay? All right. We had a question over here. Thought we had one. Okay. Mackenzie asked, are they going to teach us how to share our sign in? Oh, hold on, where'd it go? Huh. Okay. Are they going to share how to sign in on Amazing with the people, like outsourcers, I assume, in order to outsource things such as Alliance Tool? Yes, they're going to show you all of that. If you have people that you want to start signing up, like getting going right now and working for you, that's fine too. But again, I recommend, and I'll say this, if you guys do want to do that, I can show you very quickly how to do it. But I would say learn how to do it yourself first so you can direct people further and help them do that thing. And then Mackenzie asks, and with Fiverr, I have not found a person who will do the video I want. So far, they haven't been too easy for me to work with. Haha. I know what you mean. They're very specific, very easy videos for them to do. It's $5, so the chances are they have like a system in place to make it easier. But any video at this point is better than no video. Like what I'll say too is on this, for ourselves, I'll be honest, we haven't ever sorry, we haven't ever created a video like this, but my mentor, Rich Henderson, he's the kind of the head mentor over everybody for amazing.com. But he lives by, where was it? It's like one of like these kind of videos. And these kind of where it's like just like a hand going through and it plays it for you. Just like this. Like he lives by these things. He thinks these things are just incredible because it keeps people engaged. He gave me kind of some kind of crazy statistic that this kind of video really keeps people enthralled on your product. They stay on these kind of videos longer for some reason. Again, we haven't tried this, but he lives by these things. He loves them for his products. He hammers these out a lot too. I think he said he launches something like at least a video a week, if not 3 videos a week. Anyways, though, just something to think about. Any video is better than no video at this point. And then coming back to you again, Mackenzie. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, just need a scribe video, exactly. And all of them have told me they can't do what I want. Do you find it difficult to find someone to do your video? I'm kind of particular. I do all of our own videos. Like we just got through a whole big campaign, and so it took a lot longer than I would have liked. What I'd probably do is kind of like make one video how you want it, and give that video to somebody to start doing themselves if you can do it. So what we did, we just had like a very basic PowerPoint presentation video that we did. It wasn't PowerPoint. I mean, it was using iMovie, but it was kind of like a PowerPoint presentation. Anyways, we just use that, and probably in the future, I'll have someone look at those videos and say, hey, I want something like this. Here's the templates for the video, so you can create it yourself, kind of a thing. But I'm kind of particular, so I'm not a good example to ask about that. Okay, they asked me for a script, and I had no idea what to provide for them. I would say on that, Mackenzie, that's why it's so great to kind of write out your stuff first. Like write your promotion tool, write out your press releases, and they can just kind of base, you can base a script off of those things right there, basically. Any kind of specific script, basically it's just like a message, cover one message at a time, I would say. Tell you what, I'll put a note down for that. I'll think it over and get back to like a few basic scripts. I'll post something like that up in the group for you. And yeah, they can be picky. They want to keep things simple for themselves. They're only getting $5 for the job. So you're right, yeah. Okay. Jamie, you asked, do we ask you our questions here? Sure, yeah. It could be here in Facebook, or it could be here in the Google Hangout. There's like a chat box in there. You can see it right here. So when you're in your Google Hangout, you just come over to the sidebar and you see the chat. You just open that up and you start chatting away just right through here. As you'll see. There you go. Okay, and then we had, all right, you bet, guys. Okay, so next question's up here then. Okay, we'll get to those favorite stuff later. Mike, what if I want to blast a couple items out at once? Is that crazy? No, not crazy at all. I mean, if you have the means and the time, I would say go for it. I think a lot of times people are kind of stuck with the time issue, though, and the resources. Time is the most important thing, because if you can't give consistent effort, then your products could go out or something like that. You may not see as much progress as you would normally like to see. So you really need to be doing at least something every single day to give your business the biggest bang for its buck, basically. If it's only an hour, just give an hour a day. If it's an hour and a half, great. If more, even better. So Mike, as long as you have the time and the means to work on several products, then great. I just say focus on one to make things simpler. learn the system, then quickly launch out another one after that. Once you know how to do it, it makes things a lot more simple. Okay. More. Favorites, okay. All right, Jamie, in the group you asked, we have product design label questions. Should we hire a professional to do our product design? What should we look for when hiring someone? Tips on product design, packaging tips, etc. That's a great question. I would say go back to the training where it talks about product design options and like considerations, things like that. Just so you kind of get like a good encompassing feeling of what you like in a label. If you have the idea of the product you're going for already, I'd recommend maybe even purchasing their product. I do that all the time. I like to see if there's like a good competitor out there. I'll purchase their product on Amazon, and then I'll go see like what I like about their packaging, what I don't like, and I start thinking, how can I make this packaging better, basically. I know that in the group we have a few designers. I know Mickey mentioned a friend that she has that is a really good graphic designer. I mean, I saw her site, it looks pretty good. Things look a bit limited, but apparently she's quite getting to do whatever you want to for it. And so, and she'd probably give you a good price on it too. I don't know, Mickey, you'll probably have to get more information about her and how to reach her and stuff like that. I didn't see any information how to contact her. Worst case, I don't want to volunteer anybody, but I know that there's some designers here in our group. And so maybe if you guys want to put out like a feeler and see if there's anyone that wants to help with packaging, that's an idea too. But yeah, not a bad idea to have a professional design it for you. But if money's an issue, then that may not be something you want to do with that. If not, if you just want like a very basic package design, then you can always design it yourself, Jamie. And it's pretty easy. You could just go ahead and get Photoshop. It has like a free 30-day trial. Then you just kind of very basically design your product packaging from there. What I do is I go to my supplier, whoever they are. In fact, I'm trying to think what the best way to do this would be. Let's just do this about. Not that one. Like it's something like this. I just go to my supplier and I ask them, hey, what kind of packaging do you typically use for everybody you do private label for, or something like that? Could you send me a template of that packaging with like the size dimensions and stuff like that? And they'll send you something like this. And so in Photoshop, how do I just go ahead and pull it in? I'm just going to basically show you. And if you guys want to learn more about that, I can always do a video on it of how I would design packaging and things like that. But I don't know, keep it simple. Oh, where'd it go? Thought it was here. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I would do just in basic Photoshop, you just kind of bring it in here and say, okay, on this part of the packaging, as soon as it's ready to go, oh, it's opening everything else for you guys. Okay. There you go. So I would do something like this. I'd say, okay, what I want to do is make this part of the packaging black. This may be a little too advanced for y'all, but if I were to do a video, I'd kind of show you step by step and explain it along the way, if that's what you want to do with them. This part as well, I would do like a very basic, something like that. Maybe add a logo right here. And, you know, just stuff like that. Just kind of make it yourself, play around with it. That's always an option too, and I've done that the entire time. Doing this business, I learned how to do Photoshop because we were on a strict budget. We couldn't break away and do it with somebody else. And now I find I just really like doing it anyway. So even though I could hire somebody else to do it, I kind of like making the vision myself. And so just more particular that way. But if you want to learn that, then let me know. I'll do a video on it to kind of walk you through Photoshop, but it's pretty easy. Okay. We had some other stuff. Mickey mentioned, for Jamie, I found out after a lot of product design obstacles that my supplier had a designer who did whatever I wanted quickly too. That's a great idea, Mickey. Great thinking. A lot of suppliers will have a designer on hand if you want to tweak some basic things. Just give them what you want, like a basic idea, and they can go and design that for you. Great idea, Mickey. And she also mentioned my brother did my logo and the designers did the rest for free. Awesome. Free designers on hand. Just have someone else do the logo, and you can have someone do that on Fiverr, or go to 99designs.com. That's another idea too. Okay, great. Jamie asked, oh wait, sorry, James came up first. Excuse me. Jane asked, what should you be doing with your hour a day while you wait for the product to get FBA? List priorities. First thing, definitely, James, is to do the next module steps. So for you, it'd be stuff like creating the listing, like the description, the features, the title. Do a bit of more like keyword research type stuff. Just follow those things, those things in the module. I think this next week, or this upcoming module, I think it talks more about keyword research for you all. I can just double check that too, but listing launch formula, get some reviews ready. Yep. Yeah. Well, to get ready for all that module 5 stuff, I would say do everything before that. And so go ahead and get all this stuff done, your press releases. And what I would say, I'll put out a document for you guys about how we do it. We have like a 7 press release for 7 days launch process. So when our product goes live, we have press releases that went out a few days beforehand, letting people know, hey, we're getting a new product. Okay, another press release that started today. Here's a coupon code for X amount off for anybody who purchases through that coupon code. Here's some other things. Okay, it's like going to be ending this day, like that kind of stuff. There's a whole 7-day process that we use. And I'll prepare a different document for each of you guys to go ahead and look that over as well. So that should be pretty cool. But press releases, once you get to it, this alliance tool, you should already be working on the email tool. It's like that, excuse me, the active loop email. Make sure that all these other things are set in place in your foundation so you come off very, very strong when launch day comes around. So there's plenty to do before then. If you get all this other stuff done, then you can start working on your website. And we can give you access to it. Basically, it's a website builder that we use to kind of design all of our websites. And it's extremely easy. You don't have to know anything about how to design a website for it. This is how we built ours, basically. And it's not bad. It's much better than what we had before, that's for sure. So you go ahead and look there. We also had ours at privatelabelprofit.com. And what we'll probably do eventually is get this website as a spot where you guys can come to for all the resources, all the videos, that kind of stuff. We'll get you guys a login for this. So you have private access like you do right now, but it should be a lot easier this way, I'm thinking. So more on that when we get to it. But yeah, so I would start with that basic stuff, get your foundation, and if you have time, work on your website and get that in place. And then Jamie, you asked. Actually, I'm gonna go with Mickey first, just because we already talked about press releases, and Mickey's goes along well with that. Okay, she asked, we should wait to release the press release until our product goes live, right? Yeah, I would wait, because in those press releases, there's certain things over there. Well, you're going to need like some links to kind of send people to, right? So you're going to be needing like your shops at Puriskin link, your website there. You're going to be needing some kind of basic product page where you can send people to, if not. So if you have like your website up and running and you want to like show people, like point people there and say, hey, we're getting this product up and running pretty soon. Here's the rough launch date. Then that's just fine. You can kind of launch your press releases early. But if you don't have those things in place already, then you don't have anywhere to kind of point people to in the press release. So definitely make sure you have at least something where they can go to and learn more about it or something like that. If you have like a video about your product, or you make one, a very basic one, like describe things we were talking about, then go ahead and create that, get people going over there to check things out too. That's just fine. And then for Jamie, let's see. If you have designed your own label logo, can you generally send it to your supplier and ask them to print it directly on the product? Yes, definitely. All you'd want to do, Jamie, is just go ahead and, well, go back to the training, just follow the directions. But basically, you'd have your logo created, and you just send it to them in the size that you want it for the product packaging. Normally, they're fine with like a PDF file or like an Adobe Illustrator file or Adobe Photoshop file, something like that. Every supplier is different, so ask them what they need from you, like what kind of file type. Or maybe send them one and say, can you use this to place it on the product packaging? And they can go ahead and do that typically. Mickey, make sure you didn't miss anybody. Okay. All right, so Mickey said, my biggest problem is my sample was not the color that I'm going to sell, so I don't have the actual product to take photos. Should I order another sample while waiting for my finished product? I would say it depends. Honestly, depending on the picture quality, that might be something you can do in Photoshop, Mickey. Tell you what, if you want to, go ahead and send me an image of that, like through my email or through like, here, just go ahead and do this actually. All right, I just sent you my email, Mickey. Go ahead and send me the image of your product there, and give me like the color that you want it to look like, or like another image what you want it to look like. If I can work it in Photoshop to kind of change the color of it, then maybe I can just do that. That'd be easier for you. Okay, that's a very easy thing too. I don't want to have to pay for that. All right, Jamie asked, is everyone else in the group way ahead of us? We're feeling so far behind. Well, Jamie, a week in New York will do that to you. Just kidding, though. No, not everyone's not as far ahead, actually. Like, Jamie, you guys basically picked your product. You're just getting with your suppliers now. And as long as you order your product in the next little bit with your logo and your packaging, stuff like that, you're right on track. Don't you worry about that. Just keep doing it consistently every day, and you guys will be in great shape. Okay, I think that's answered everyone's questions for now. I'll keep on going with the group's questions so that it kind of answers everyone else's too. All right. Oh yeah, Jamie, you had this other question too. Do you recommend having a different brand name and product name? If you have two different names, should they both be on your product? Either way. Honestly, either way. So how we did it is we have like a basic beauty line, right? Pura Skin is the brand for that. But we also want to start getting into some other different kinds of products. We want to get into like patio, we want to get into baby, but it's not going to really go under Pura Skin, obviously. And so what we'll probably do is start up two different brands with different focuses and maybe even two different seller accounts as well. And so they'll all be separate. They'll have different money going to different places, but they're all our businesses basically. And so that's how we like to do it. I know Walmart does the same thing. Walmart is a Dominator private label product company, if you didn't know that. Let me do this actually. But so is Costco. So is Trader Joe's. Here's a list of Walmart brands. All of these are there. It's pretty crazy, but when you look down here, where was it? Okay, so all these brands are just in Wikipedia, and these are all by Walmart. So for example, Homelines, where did we go? Well, they're major brands. We'll just do those. So Great Value for their groceries. You guys know that. Equate is also Roy, Mainstays, Dr. Thunder, Special Kitty, Parents' Choice, White Stag. All of these things are Walmart's different brands. They don't have their brand on their Walmart, but it's their brand just the same. Sam's Choice, that kind of stuff. So you can do whatever you want to with it. We like that model, but I mean, Kirkland, that's Costco's brand, and all their products, that's the Kirkland brand, they have that private label product, that private label on there for it. They don't produce any of them. They're all private label stuff. They even say that on their website. If you want to go check it out, they're private label. So whatever you want to, you can do with that. Let's see. Mackenzie said, you know how they talk about making a stark white background behind all photos? Is that hard to do in Photoshop? I don't have Photoshop. Is that pretty expensive? It's not really, well, how did I say that? It's not hard to do, Mackenzie, but some people, if they're not really good at Photoshop, then they can make it look pretty bad, honestly. And so one, I can show you guys like our tricks, how we do things. It makes it a little bit easier and doesn't take as much time. You would have to have Photoshop. Is it expensive? No, not at all. The first 30 days is free, like a trial. So if you just need to do it for your first product, you can go ahead and do it that way. That's completely fine. I can get you guys a link to that eventually, if that's what you want to do. After that, we've just been paying, we've been using like their Creative Cloud. It's like an online like access to Photoshop. And so it costs us $9 a month. And we like that very much. Gets us Photoshop, gets us Light, what's it called? Lightroom, I think is what it's called. We don't really use that very much. Anyways, either way, if you want to just go ahead and save yourself some time, just have someone do it on Fiverr.com for $5. And they're very, very fast and do it pretty well. In fact, our very first product, someone did that for it too. And we haven't changed it since because they did a pretty good job. So this guy, this photo we took with like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A very cheap end camera. So when we were done with it, it didn't look very good. It still doesn't look great. It's very, very grainy sometimes, but they cleaned it right up very, very, excuse me, they cleaned it up very, very quickly, gave it some nice little reflection down here. Made it look like it was like sitting on glass basically. I like that kind of look for it. But they did it, and I think he was done in like just like 3 hours or something like that. And he was a pretty busy guy. And so much more worth my time to have him do something like that. So you might want to look at Fiverr.com. Just look at photo editing, white background or something like that. In fact, I'll go ahead and send you the guy that I used. He's really good. Whoops. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mickey. For those that want to hire somebody else too, looks like Mickey just went ahead and posted her friend. That's also a very good graphic designer. Has her contact information right there too. Looks like it's trinabrumble@gmail.com, just in case you wanted to know. All right, cool. Next questions. Let's take a look. Oh, you're very welcome, Mackenzie. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, so Mackenzie asked in the group, if you could address the spinning headline and also the specifics of putting the hyperlinks in your press releases, that would be awesome. Okay, it's just like basic spinning then. Where did it go? Okay. So you can do a couple of things. They recommend that you go ahead and buy like a spinning software, but there's free stuff out there too. Or you could just go ahead and spin it yourself, honestly. So what you'd go ahead and do, let's just use this guy right here. all you have to do, you can spin stuff yourself, and it's really simple. I'll try and zoom in here for you. It's the funniest thing. I can never zoom in myself. There you go. Mouse. All right, cool. So spinning then. All you really have to do is make sure that you have this little bit in there. Okay, and what it does is when this kind of part comes in the title, it'll change it to this word versus that word, and it'll spin it. It'll make kind of like different titles, hundreds of different possibilities, and post them out to everywhere for you. That's why this tool is so powerful, because you can have hundreds, if not thousands, of press releases on different sites that aren't considered duplicate content. But you get great exposure because of it, and great backlinks as well to your links everywhere. And so just make sure you have kind of like this bracket. It's kind of like that curvy one. I'm an English student, guys. I never learned what that was called. But you have that to open it, this kind of middle line to close it right there, and then close it off with a bracket. And you keep on going on this too. So instead of special, big straight line, I call it a separator. Separator, grand, separator, big, separator, huge, last, I don't know, just like synonyms right there. If you're kind of struggling for synonyms, just look it up online. Just say thesaurus grand, and it'll show you a bunch of different words that'll go well with that. And you can make this as long as you want to, and the longer it is, the more possibilities you have for it. So what I would do is just have a very, very basic title. Let's do this. Like Puriskin is great. I could go ahead and bracket all this if I wanted to, and spin all of it, and just say, instead of Puriskin, maybe say Puriskin Company, or maybe say new company, or maybe say rising company. Or I could kind of come back over here. Whoops. Oh well. But you get the basic idea though. After you're done with like a series of words, you just close it off with that little bracket, or that curvy bracket on the end there. Does that make sense, Mackenzie? Or everybody else as well that had that same question? Awesome. Thanks, Mackenzie. All right, cool. Next up, oh yeah, and specifically putting in the hyperlinks and the press releases too. Sure. Okay. Well, if ever you kind of get lost, all you're going to do is just make sure that you replace the word that you want to link in there with this little phrase, the percentages, PR underscore link, percentage in celebration. What it'll do, as long as you specify in this press release link 1 what you want that word to be, it'll replace it right in there for you. So for example, oh, right. Oh boy. Sorry guys. I had my my VA write this one up, but he hadn't quite done all of it yet. Let's just do just so you can see it. Okay, so we're talking about this. So it'll replace that PR link with this Puriskin right there. That's just wildly unhelpful. Just go ahead and do that. So with our software, what we do is we just make things a lot simpler on ourselves. There we go. Oh, but we go ahead and we spin it. We use it, and it spins it all for us, basically. It should. Oh, what's going on? It would have it. Doesn't really want to work. Clear skin is great. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it doesn't want to work. I'll have to get with the spinner that we have. Got a spinner editor 3.0. I'll have to double check and see what's happening on their end. It's not amazing still. It's this one right here. Anyways, but just make sure that it has this PR_link percentage thing right there. If you forget what that's all about and what you're supposed to put in there, just click on this little question mark and it'll show you what you have to do. Right there. Shows you need that, shows you need that for 2 different links. Okay, I don't know why Facebook left. All right, make sure. Mickey asked, when did you decide to get a VA? Honestly, we just got one not too long ago. But it was when we decided that we were tired of doing the day-to-day grind. So we could have hired one a bit ago, quite a bit ago. We probably should have, but we're kind of power hungry. So we like doing our own thing just the way we like it. But if we really want to grow and upscale our business, we're gonna have to change that mindset very quickly. So what I would say is do all the jobs that you possibly can right now. And then as you start making some good money with your product, seriously consider outsourcing that to somebody else as soon as you can afford that to somebody. If it's somebody in the Philippines or you do somebody on Fiverr or something like that, you can do it for very, very cheap. Not a problem at all. We've done the Philippines primarily, and we've got people for like $100 a month, $200 a month, depending on the complexity of their task is what we kind of hired them for. Just some ideas there. And there will be some more stuff on that in the training too about outsourcing things. So that'll be coming later on. Thought we had. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find all the questions that we had. I want to make sure I cover everybody. While I'm doing that, we'll probably wrap up here in the next little bit. Any more questions from anybody? I can cover those before we end here, because I think this is getting down to the wire too in the group. For you, Jeff Perry, you asked, any thoughts on Amazon Business? I keep getting emails about it. Not too many thoughts. The way I understand it, it's kind of like Amazon has several groups. Like they have like Amazon Student, Amazon Moms, like all this different kind of stuff. And so Amazon Business, it's a way of engaging with businesses, having them purchase on Amazon instead of Staples or something like that. So they give you better deals going through that way. There's some deals on shipping. I say, why not? Right now, the enrollment's free, so go ahead and do it. But basically, it's just like a buying account, as far as I know. So any other details, just go to Amazon's site on Amazon Business. Do a Google search about that. Okay, and Jamie asked, oh, irrelevant, because you're here in the Hangout. Good. Okay, I think that was everybody's question. Yep, everyone was already right here. Okay, cool. Any last minute questions, guys? Oh, Mickey just came in. Said for the press release, they said not to use a Gmail address. How quickly did you set up your private label group email? It's so fast. In fact, Mickey, I think it's in one of the first videos. Like I know you have access to the website tool. One of the first videos, it covers how to create your own email. If you go through HostGator, you can do that for free. And what I do is with that email, I just kind of direct it to like the Outlook account, or I direct it to my mail account on my Mac. So whenever anyone sends an email, it goes right through there. I can send it from there as well. So look at one of those first few videos, like prepping HostGator, I think is what it's all about. And it'll mention that for you basically. Or something like that. And for those of you who don't know too, for those who don't know, you guys all have access to this website builder. It's called Profit Builder. But when you guys are done with your to-dos and you've gone through the modules, you have your foundation in place, like your press releases, your promotion tool, the email tool, all of that necessary stuff, then I would say you're ready to start building your website and getting it ready to get exposure out there too. And Profit Builder makes it so easy, but what you'll do is you'll tell me when you're ready, and I'll kind of direct you to this page where you can download everything that you'll need for it. You'll download the plugin, the theme. You'll also get all these different templates, so you can get a site up very, very quickly. There's also videos that we've kind of put in place to show you how to do all this very simply. But Profit Builder, it's easy. You just kind of point and click wherever you want everything. So all of our sites now are all Profit Builder, and they all look pretty good, in my opinion. So when you're all ready for that, for you, Mickey, I think it was just prepping HostGator right there. He talks about making your email for your domain. You have a ton of content, just super boring without pictures. Yeah, I hear ya. What you can go ahead and do, Mickey, you know what? I'm trying to think. Because we have a whole library of pictures too. We got that with Profit Builder. I wonder, I'll put a reminder down there for myself too. I just have to double check if we have like a developer license for that, and we can give it to you guys as well. If not, then we'll have to do something else. Photos and graphics. Okay, I'll look at that as well. Okay, cool. Looks like no more questions, guys, but y'all are great. Keep trekking forward. There's plenty more to do. There's always something to do. If you guys have any other questions, keep on firing away. Like, I'm so proud of you guys for really taking that bit of advice in that last post to heart. Really, we just wanted to make sure that we weren't being a crutch to all of you. We want you guys to get a good business mind on your heads. But that way you can start to become a problem solver and start to find answers to your questions yourself. You'll find that they'll kind of retain a lot better as well. We don't want to be like a school here. We want to be an entrepreneurial gold mine, I guess. But anyways, guys, great work, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Y'all have a good one. Good night.